Welcome back. It is Fat Tuesday, which means it's time for Kallie's entertainment news. Kallie, what you got?
That's right, McDreamy gets his dream job. Hulu hosts Parasite, and Bieber beats Elvis. But first, Captain America is warming up his vocal cords. Take a look. Chris Evans may be brushing up on his vocal talents for his next role. According to The Hollywood Reporter, the actor is in talks to play a role in the remake of the 1986 musical film Little Shop of Horrors. If signed, Evans will play the role of the dentist, Orin Scrivello, made famous by Steve Martin decades ago. Billy Porter has signed on to voice the man-eating plant. Justin Bieber makes history by breaking a U.S. chart record set by Elvis Presley 59 years ago. The 25-year-old singer becomes the youngest solo artist to achieve 7 #1 albums on the Billboard 200 after his new record, Changes, topped the music chart this week. And the 4-time Oscar-winning film Parasite is coming to Hulu. The streaming service announced it will exclusively run the Best Picture winner on its platform starting April 8th. More Motors and Caro is selling one of the trucks Bill Murray drove in Jeep's Super Bowl ad, which recreated scenes from the classic comedy Groundhog Day. The truck was one of 3 Jeep borrowed from various dealers for the production of the commercial. Jeep picked up the truck just days before the Super Bowl in early January and returned it 3 weeks later with about 20 miles on the odometer and some groundhog puppet hair still in it. Since it was never titled, the pumpkin metallic-colored Rubicon model is being sold as new with a sticker price of just over $51,000. The Wrangler-based Gladiator is Jeep's first pickup since 1992 and was recently named 2020 North American Truck of the Year. The ad has over 50 million views on Jeep's YouTube channel and was supposedly the most viewed commercial across social media during the week of the Super Bowl.
He got the groundhog! Phil!
Hands at 10 and 2.
You know, he might not be our family, but to us, the Laker Nation, he's in our hearts as a family member.
Thousands attend the public memorial honoring NBA legend Kobe Bryant and his 13-year-old daughter, Gianna. The tribute inside the Staples Center in Los Angeles included remarks by Kobe's wife, Vanessa, friend Jimmy Kimmel, and players Michael Jordan and Shaquille O'Neal. The memorial also included a musical performance by Beyoncé, Alicia Keys, and Christina Aguilera. Fans who were lucky enough to purchase a seat inside described the service was an emotional experience and moved many to tears.
For me, when Michael Jordan spoke, it really said, it was very touching of how it was his little brother and how he really helped him with the game. And nothing more can be more touching to know that you was with somebody and throughout their whole career, 20 years.
Bryant, his daughter, and 7 others were killed nearly a month ago in a helicopter crash in Calabasas, California. Monday's memorial service came hours after Kobe's wife, Vanessa, formally sued the owner of the helicopter that crashed. The wrongful death lawsuit claims the chopper's pilot was careless and negligent by flying on cloudy conditions. Sometimes it's just a dream, and sometimes it's just McDreamy. Grey's Anatomy fans are grabbing their American flags as Patrick Dempsey joins the U.S. Olympic cycling team. USA Cycling gave Dempsey the title of Honorary Team Captain and Ambassador, where he will work with USA Cycling to raise awareness on the sport, encourage people to ride, and support the team in their endeavors for the 2020 Summer Olympics in Tokyo. An avid cycler and pro himself, Dempsey told the Press Herald, "Cycling is not just a sport, it's a lifestyle, and it's important to bring awareness to the world." I didn't know he was a cycler, but that is the point of his position as honorary captain of the U.S. Cycling, because you don't see, or you don't get as much hype from U.S. Cycling, like gymnastics, like swimming, you know, all the other summer sports. So I think this will propel them and at least make some people watch for a little bit.
McDreamy is pretty McDreamy.
Well, do you enjoy watching cycling, though? Like, I enjoy gymnastics because you get to see them play.
Exactly. I might now.
Oh.
I'm just teasing. No, but that was a good thing to do. I didn't know he was a cycler either.
Yeah, because cycling, like you mentioned, doesn't have flips. It doesn't have aerodynamic acrobats sort of stuff. So it is a less it is less appealing,
entertaining to watch.
Yes,
in my opinion.
Right, I agree. Yeah.
Also, you talked about it. I saw Parasite finally.
Oh.
I read it, actually, because it was the subtitles.
Yeah.
I will tell you, I enjoyed it.
You did?
I enjoyed it. Now, do I think Best Picture? I don't know. I'm not seeing all of them, but I was kind of like, Okay, I get it. There's some twists and turns.
Okay.
It was fascinating. It shows the the class divide
Right.
in South Korea. But again, I don't know if I would necessarily say Best Picture. I don't know, just my opinion.
Why do they choose? How is it Best Picture? What do they judge it on? Do you know?
I don't know. We'd have to ask Chris Luzader. But
Yeah.
no, the cinematography was beautiful.
good.
I was going to say the colors.
The
and
colors.
The cinematography kind of reminded me of The Purge.
Yes, I could see
And
that.
I don't think that's ever been up for any awards.
Yeah.
Have you seen it yet? I maybe shouldn't talk about it until some Parasite.
Oh,
if
no,
you
I
haven't seen it,
haven't. I haven't.
There's no really point because I would love to get other people's opinion
Yeah.
because I was like,
Is
it was
still
fine.
Because I might.
It was at the Moxie.
Oh, right. I'll have to go to the Moxie.
Yeah, but I just don't know if I would. The acting was good.
Yeah.
The story itself, I think, was creative. Like there were some certain things I didn't see coming.
Yeah.
So I was like, Some of it slightly unbelievable. Some of it very believable.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
There you go.
Just saying.
All right.
Just my
April
opinion.
8th. It's on Hulu.
Yeah.
If you have
Oh,
Hulu.
there you go.
Very good. Okay. And Bill Murray. Was a good commercial.
It was a great
It was a
commercial.
great commercial.
Yeah,
right?
very expensive Jeep.
Well, what does it normally sell for? That's what I want to know. Is this like
Probably in the 20s. But Jeeps have really good resale value.
They
Yeah.
do, but that was the Jeep truck. I did look it up after the Super Bowl, and they are very expensive compared to the normal Jeeps. The Jeep trucks are very pricey.
Honestly, I was surprised that it wasn't more than 51,000.
well, especially since he drove it.
Yeah.
That's what I thought, that they would really crank up the price because it was in the commercial and the
It
whole
was in
thing.
the commercial, yeah.
And Bill Murray.
drove it.
And the hair of the
Of the
animal,
groundhog.
yeah, the groundhog. So I thought they might really crank that up a lot more than that.
Yeah, it also comes with some features. They didn't necessarily mention them, but
Right.
it's originally priced at like $57,000, but then you get a lot of bonuses and features thrown in that
Yeah.
shaves off $5,000.
They're rugged. They're kind of
They're
cool.
good,
And I
yeah.
like the color.
The other story you talked about, which is, I'm just so depressed because it's my dream role to play Seymour in Little Shop of Horrors. I love that show so much. That 86 film with Rick Moranis
Yes.
and Steve Martin,
Yeah.
to me is iconic. I used to watch it over and over again. I would act it out. I would sing those songs.
You already know your lines.
I know the lines, Mr. De Niro. I'm ready for my
Mr. De
close-up. Or Mr. DeMille, that's it.
Okay.
But it's interesting that Chris Evans will play the dentist. I thought at first he was going to play
Oh, yeah,
Seymour.
you were upset at first.
Yeah.
You thought, yeah.
I just love that movie. Have you seen
So
Little Shop of Horrors?
everyone sings,
Yes.
even Steve Martin.
Yes. He sings a famous song called A Dentist. And he's basically a dentist who enjoys giving pain to his clients. Yeah, he's kind of
Yeah.
like a, where's that word, masochist? Or something? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I'll get the first part, you get the second part on the word.
Yes, there we go. It's such a really great musical. I love it.
Yeah.
I gotta watch it. I really like Steve Martin. Nothing he does is
The
wrong.
music is
Yeah.
amazing.
And you know he's a great banjo player, too.
Yes,
Yes.
Really?
He went on tour, yeah,
Yes.
playing banjo and yeah. Who was he with? I can't remember.
Was it Martin Short?
I don't remember.
And remember, he used to sing that song with King Tut.
Yeah.
Right, in the 70s, King Tut.
Yeah. She's like,
She's like, huh?
We'll show
I
you
don't
that,
know
Kaylee.
I don't know.
Kaylee doesn't enjoy our entertainment chat, Kelly.
I know. Well, we enjoy hers, and that's the good news.
Yes,
Thank
we
you
do.
so much for catching us up on all
You're
that,
welcome.
Kaylee.
You're
All right, we got lots more fun when we come back, don't we?
I think we do.
Yeah.
Am I
Is there
here
any
today?
other words besides King Tut?
No,
Oh,
really,
now that I
not a whole
remember.
lot. Well,
There's like